Okay, welcome back to the segment on suffix endings. I'm going to show you how in Winner software to define your suffix endings so that everything will translate perfectly and you won't have any more misspellings when you add a suffix to the word. To me, this is one of the most important things for you to accomplish if you don't accomplish anything else. So let's open our dictionary area, and we're going to click on open and open our dictionary. Now I want you to put a check mark anywhere within by type, and when you're doing by type, you can come over here and click this down arrow. And what I want you to do first of all is I would like you to go to the prefix suffix area and search. Now you'll notice mine is empty. What you might have is something like this. Shus, tilde, cious, and that's enough. You may have a list of your prefixes. Your prefixes will be defined like pre tilde. The tilde will be on the right, and that means bump it up to the next stroke. Prefixes are fine. Spelling does not change in prefixes. But with suffix endings, it can be a nightmare. For instance, you may have ed, tilde ed, and every time you add ed to a word, you're getting eed. Or you may have a word that ends in a plural, like babies, and when you add your z or your s, it comes out babys, which is incorrect. If you go through all of your suffixes, highlight them and click modify, and you go to the English define and delete the tilde, and this is the way all of your suffixes should be defined. Open square bracket, M:, the actual suffix, and close the bracket. When you do this, this is called morphing in our software. We use an analysis program that before it translates, it's going to check the spelling. And once it's checked the spelling, it will change Y's to I's, add ES or IES. It'll double consonants. It'll drop E's if it needs to, whatever it needs to do. So this is extremely important that you follow through on this. Now, go right up here and click the down arrow again and go to the morph endings. You have a choice here of how you want to do this. You can go through all your suffixes that you have, and you can redefine them with a bracket M:, the suffix ending, and close the bracket. Or ProCat has given you a list of suffixes. They have been already defined. But what you are probably going to have to do is go through them and check the way the steno is. If what's here is not the way you write it on your machine, then highlight it, go to modify, and correct the keystrokes. Once you're finished with it, then what I would do is I would go back to your prefix suffix area and clean out, delete all of your suffixes. You don't want to have them in both places. if you have the morph defines, and then you also have some suffixes with the tilde, it is not going to give you a proper translation. Our morph defines really work, and it is a great thing to use these. You can also add to this list anytime you want. So you don't even have to have this open. You can be in your personal dictionary and click add and put a stroke in for the suffix. But when you define it, bracket M colon, the suffix, and close the bracket. Please, please follow through on either changing your suffix defines, your English defines, on your current suffix endings, or come into our list and check the steno and make the changes there, and then go back and delete the suffixes that you have defined using the tilde. All that tilde does is says bump it up to the previous word. It doesn't fix spelling, and that's why you're getting things on your screen incorrectly. Now, if when you go to your suffix ending, suffix and prefixes, and you look at how many you have, I can't believe it, when I do training with a lot of reporters that have been reporting for forever, they hardly have any prefixes and suffixes in their dictionary. And probably it's because you've just globaled the words, the individual words, which is an awful lot of globaling. Even if you have that situation, please, please, please go to the morphing defines and change the steno if you need to, and the few that you have under suffixes and prefixes, delete them. Because if you write a word that isn't in your dictionary and you add a suffix ending, it's going to come out properly. The nice thing for me, at one time when I was on Xscribe, I had over 80,000 entries in my dictionary. I, as you can see right now, only have 18,177 entries in my dictionary. That's because I've cleaned out everything except my root words and some other things that I need in my dictionary. I can create words now. If I have the word for in my dictionary and I have the word ward in my dictionary, I can write the word forward. I can create words using my suffixes or my prefixes. Now, just for your information, we do have a list in the back of our manual of a lot of these entries. If you'd like to take a look at it, see which ones you may have here or don't have here, or things that you want to add here, please go through that list. It's a wonderful list, and this is going to save you so much time in globaling. Please go through your suffixes and change them to our morph defines. That's all there is on the suffix dictionary setup. I'll be back in a moment, and we're going to show you how to set up super tokens for real time. See you in the next segment.